Good evening from Equipment Solutions. My name is Pat. Tonight we're going to be doing a pre-snowstorm little instructional video on snow throwers. As you can see, it's pretty cold in here, so we're really making a sacrifice for you tonight. But I get a lot of phone calls from people saying that their auger doesn't turn at all. Typically, 9 times out of 10, it's a shear pin. A shear pin is it's basically a bolt that has a relief in it. I don't know if you could see in the camera here, but you can see the little reliefs cut into the bolt there. What that does is make it easier to break. You actually want these to break. You can see in a snow thrower here, this is a standard snow thrower. They're all pretty much the same for the most part. These gearboxes can get very expensive, so that's why they put these stupid little pieces of insurance in there. The symptoms you're going to have with a broken shear pin, if you're running into a situation where you can't get, or it's not blowing snow, or it's not picking it up, or you're bogging down, or something's not right, the first thing to check is your shear pins. This will be the sign. A good shear pin, you won't be able to move the auger much more than that. You'll feel it positively stop. And you can probably turn it if you push really hard, but this bolt, this is the shear pin here, shear pin or shear bolt, that is making the auger spin with the shaft below it. Evidence of a bad shear pin, very simple. If you can spin that by hand, then you have a bad shear pin. So basically, what you'll probably have to do is align the holes. See this hole here? You will align the hole, and in that hole will be where your shear pin is. A lot of times it'll still be in there, and you just have to pop it out with a screwdriver or something. So basically, the easy fix is to just put a new shear pin in there, and it's just like I said. It's just like a normal bolt. This is not recommended from our company, but in a jam, you can definitely put a regular old bolt in there and make it work. But like I said, it is there for the safety of the machine so that you don't hurt the auger gearbox. Potentially, especially in a machine of this age, if you actually had a gearbox problem, it really likely wouldn't be worth fixing, being that the machine's only worth, a couple $100 anyway. The second thing I want to show you, which can also give you problems with picking up snow, is a problem with your belt. The kind of symptom you'll see with this kind of situation is the auger will be spinning, but it'll be weak. It won't be throwing snow very well because it'll be slipping. Typically, almost all snowblowers are the same as far as this goes. You'll have some sort of cover, usually a plastic cover here, that's held on by a couple bolts. There's usually a couple over here and a couple over here. Once you take those bolts out, to remove this, a lot of snow throwers will have an adjustable belt. Typically you'll have 2 belts. The one here is going to be your belt for the traction drive, which means what propels you forward. The forwardmost belt will be the belt that controls the auger drive. I could see right off the bat that this belt is very loose. So the way to check this is to grab your handle for the auger drive, which is this one on the right. And you can see when you put this handle down, it puts tension on the belt. So right now it looks okay. However, can you see this, Rich? See, the belt is totally loose, so that's no good. All that's going to do is slip. So this is remedied very, very easily. On most snow throwers, not all, there is a slot that you can adjust this pulley to give it more tension. So we loosen this up for demonstration purposes to show you the symptoms here. We need to find the appropriate tools before anything happens, which are apparently unable to find. Okay, this is just 9/16 little bolt heads here. So we're going to slide that forward to a better position. If it's all the way back, that's the loosest it's going to go. If it's all the way this way, that's the tightest it's going to want to go. You don't necessarily want it all the way tight, because it might be too tight. So now we're going to check it by squeezing the handle, and you can see there's a lot more tension on that belt now, which is just about proper tension for where you want it. Those are two of the most very common things with these kind of machines. Like I said, they're all fairly similar, but there are slight differences in between them. As far as other stuff you want to check, just make sure you check the oil before you start the machine, especially if you haven't started in a while. And make sure to use a fuel stabilizer at the end of the season. The quickest, easiest procedure is the last time you think you're going to use the Snowthrower, hopefully it's not summer already, pour a couple ounces into the tank, let it run for a few minutes, and shut the fuel valve off. Very simple preventative maintenance that you can do to prolong the life of your machine.